Hello, I'm Jay Stoa, Energy Services Specialist for Lincoln Electric System. Today we're going to talk about energy efficiency in homes. Not only is that important for energy savings, but maintaining this equipment is going to extend the life of that equipment. Today we're just going to talk about things you can do in your home that is very simple. We're going to walk around the home and identify some of those areas. And it's going to be so simple that even simple as shutting off the lights. So we're with McKinsey at our refrigerator, and one very simple thing that people probably don't think about is on the bottom of the unit there's going to be a condensing unit or a condensing coil that helps remove the heat from the refrigerator. And what's going to happen is we do get some dust bunnies on the bottom of the coil here, so we're going to take a peek at it and show you how to clean it. So what you do is you just snap this off. You can just see that's where it snaps in and pulls out. And then underneath is where we're going to see a lot of that dust that's collected on this coil. So cleaning that coil not only is going to make it more efficient, but cleaning it is potentially going to extend the life of the refrigerator. So what you would do is get a light brush, get a vacuum, clean the coil, suck all the dust out. And you'd probably want to do this about, I would say once every 6 months. So the next thing I think we want to look at is your windows. Sometimes what we're going to look at the windows can be out of sight, out of mind, but it's something real simple that we can do to help save energy.
Okay.
All right, so on windows, things you can check. Things that I always check right away, so you have a double hung window that is latched here. Older homes, you'll start to see these latches get loose, but you do a quick shake of the window and it's very tight, which is good. Unlatch the window, and what I'm looking at here is under here is a spring-loaded weather strip, and this is more metal where when you close it or open it, it'll seal against here. I'll have you feel that right there. So the spring is kind of gone in this. So replacing this weather stripping or just putting a weather stripping right here, when you close it, it will create that seal.
Okay.
You have a storm window here. Usually in the spring, early fall, people will open their storm window, but when the season gets hot or cold, you want to make sure that you're closing that to get the full benefit of the storm. And then just make sure that it is always latched. So you're creating that seal. There's another spring-loaded weather stripping right here, so when you close it, it compresses so you don't have any of that air leakage.
Okay.
So just like windows, your doors is an operable door, and then what we want to do is check your weather stripping. So one quick check that I will do is make sure, when the door's locked, when it's closed, kind of like we did on the window, is there much play? There's a little play here, but not much, but I want to show you what we're going to look at when we get to the door. So you open it, and on the opening of the door, you have this little weather stripping that is going all the way around the door itself. And this is real good. You're creating a real good seal. But if you see daylight or if you're getting a draft, that's really where you want to concentrate and maybe improve some of those efficiencies to reduce that air leakage. Now on doors, there's going to be a door sweep. So on the door sweep, what you want to do is just fill that. It's real tight up against the floor, but another test that you can do is when you close it, and if you see any daylight, and obviously if there's any air leakage, you would fill that. And then you may want to replace the door sweep or get another type of door sweep that will compress up against the threshold here. That would also help on reducing air leakage and saving energy. So we're out at the air conditioning unit right now. So one thing that you really need to look at or focus on, actually this, your outdoor condensing coil, it's actually very clean. So what can happen is during the summer months, how the outdoor unit works is what it's doing, it's taking the heat from in the house, from your furnace, going through the compressor, going through the coils here, and it's displacing, removing all the heat from the home. If you have an obstructed coil here, whether it be dirt, cottonseed, bushes, you're just going to make this unit work a lot harder than it needs to be. So it's very important to clean that. This is something that you can do. You can use a vacuum to clean it. Another good thing that you should probably do is have it serviced on a regular basis. So when your unit does get to an end of life, to improve some of these efficiencies, LES has our Sustainable Energy Program. And basically, we will give an incentive to our customers if they get a high efficient air conditioner. So you can find out about that stuff on our website, our Sustainable Energy Program, SEP. And then, like I said, there's incentives for you to get a lot higher energy efficient type system. So speaking of a clean coil, let's go look at your furnace filter.
Let's do it.
All right, so we're at the furnace here. And so a lot of the things that go on with the furnace, you probably want to leave to the experts. But one thing that you should do on a regular basis, I would say once a month or every 2 or 3 months, is check your furnace filter. So on your furnace filter, on your furnace here, the filter is located right here. So what we do is just pull the filter out. And then what we're going to see is we got, it's pretty dirty, but one way that we can test this, or you can get a better idea of how dirty it is just by shutting off the light. And then I have a little flashlight here, and so this is the old filter. Now give me the new filter. Then you can see more of a reflection of the light going through the filter. So this is a very good opportunity for you to replace the filter. So on your filter, what you're going to see right here, it says airflow, and it has an arrow. So the airflow is going to be going towards the furnace. So what you have here is you have the return air coming from the living space, and it's going to go through the furnace, your heat exchanger, and then your air conditioner. So your airflow is going that way. So when you put your filter back in, set it into place and make sure that it is designated for the airflow. One thing you can do is get a marker, airflow, and then just get an arrow. So every time you do come down here, you're not second guessing yourself. So a dirty filter, just like your air conditioner, if you have a dirty filter, it's going to make your unit run very inefficiently. So cleaning your filter is not only going to make it more energy efficient, but also it's going to hopefully extend the life of the furnace. But those are things you can do, but it's probably a good idea to have your unit serviced on a regular basis also. To say, they're going to make sure it's working right and you're going to be saving energy. So we've talked a lot of things that you can do to improve some of the efficiencies of your home. So how old is your house?
It was built in 1952.
So 1952, there may have been insulation in the walls. Attic insulation was probably very minimal. One thing that you can do is see if your home would qualify for our Sustainable Energy Program. And then basically what it is, if you don't have wall insulation or if you have minimal attic insulation, we have contractors that will up those levels, improve the efficiencies of your home. But one thing that they will do is they will do what we call a pre and post blower door test.
Okay.
So the pre blower door test is going to see how negative your home is. And they're also going to look for those areas where it's leaky and improve some of those efficiencies. And then they'll do the insulation, improve or fix those air leakage spots, put in the insulation, and then do a post door. Then not only are you going to see the savings of the heat loss, heat gain of the insulation, but also the air sealing is going to improve those efficiencies too. So what you want to do is LES has a list of contractors. They'll come out, see if your home does qualify. One thing on the attic, if you go up, look at your insulation, if you see the tops of the rafters, you probably have very minimal. It's probably less than the 6 inches that we require. That in itself would qualify. If it's just the insulation and if your walls are insulated, they will do the attic for you.
Okay.
And there's an incentive for that up to $1,000.
Okay.
So thermostat settings. In the summer, we recommend 78 degrees. So 78 can be kind of warm to you. One thing you can do is if you have a ceiling fan like you do here, turn it on.
Okay.
So what you'll want to do is have it so the air is blowing down, and then that air blowing on you is going to make you feel 2 to 4 degrees cooler than the surrounding air. So once again, that 78, I can feel it right now. I feel very comfortable with the air blowing on me, making me feel cooler. So 78, if it's a little too warm for you, use a ceiling fan. It's a great way to save energy.